How does this person feel about you? Hey there, my gorgeous soul peeps and soul fam. You are here today with another pick a card reading by Tarot by Cassy, asking today, how does this person feel about you? So this could be for people in relationships. It could be for people who are in no contact with their loved one at this point in time, or it could potentially be people who are single and are just asking after a certain someone who is on their mind. So we'll find out more once we jump into the readings and see what the cards have to tell us. But we do have 4 piles. You guys know the drill. The timestamps are in the description, so if you want to skip all of this bit and jump to the description or the comments, you'll find the timestamps, or alternatively, if you, like me, like to pick by the numbers, that's one way of doing it. Otherwise, we have got pile number 1, 10 of Swords, and the red jasper. Pile number 2, Queen of Cups, and the rose quartz. Pile number 3 is the Two of Wands, and if I'm remembering correctly, the blue howlite. And pile number 4 is Judgment. And we have the pearl, I think it's pearl opalite. I know it's definitely opalite. And it's also a little love heart as well, the only one of the stones that's actually tumbled into a shape. So guys, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you can pick more than one pile. If you are in a pile and it doesn't feel like it's resonating, then it's not a message for you. So you can always jump out, jump into a different pile, go to a different reading, or even go and see a different reader. The readings are all general, so please remember to take only what resonates and leave what doesn't for somebody who needs it. And if you are interested in finding out more, I do have some other readings about what do people think about you, how do people see you. So go back, have a little look. But for today, we are asking for romantic connections. How do they feel about you? So we shall get into it, and I will see you in your pile. Hello there, my pile number 1. If you chose the 10 of Swords and or the red jasper, then you are my pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. So right off the bat with this card is all about endings, something coming to a close. In the traditional Rider-Waite, it shows a person who is laying on the ground with 10 swords stabbed into their back. So it can be feeling backstabbed, but also just feeling like you've got nothing left in the tank, you're completely burnt out, you're just done. This card reads a little differently because we have the birds flying away, so I don't feel the sense of exhaustion and burnout necessarily that comes from the Rider-Waite card, but this is definitely a card of endings. In saying that, every ending is a beginning, so it is also a card of new beginnings and new things starting to come to the fore. And again, with the birds, I feel like they are flying off to a new direction, and they are leading her towards this new direction too. So guys, if this is resonating with you, you could very much be a pile that is not in contact with their person. We're going to get some more information from the Spirit, the Higher Love Wisdom Spirit Oracle cards, which talk about soulmates and twin flames. I finally did my research so that I could accurately or concisely, succinctly explain what a twin flame is compared to a soulmate. So a soulmate is someone that you feel very harmonious with, that your soul feels connected to, but on a very relaxed level, and you feel very much like this person is a companion to you. So there's not a lot of stress and friction in soulmate relationships, whereas twin flame relationships are believed to be the relationships that we find ourselves in, where we very much mirror the person and they mirror us, and they can cause a lot of difficulty. There can be a lot of conflict, a lot of toxicity, for want of any better word, unless you or your twin flame are able to actually use the relationship for self-evaluation, reflection, and progression and growth, which is absolutely possible in a twin flame relationship. Oftentimes they go in a bit of a cycle where you get together, it feels very fast, furious, hot, passionate, exciting, deep, but then that devolves into a cycle of fighting and no longer getting along with one another. And then that's usually followed by a period of separation, which can send one or both parties into the dark night of the soul, which is, to give a very, very simplified answer, a very deep depression. And then oftentimes coming back round to stage number 1 of the meeting up with each other and getting back together again. So this deck has both cards for soulmates, for twin flames. But my point being, we'll need to pull some of these cards to see what state this relationship is in currently. Akashic Records. If you have been led to this card, you are repeating a mistake over and over throughout many lifetimes. Spirit is asking you to meditate on your Akashic Records to find the patterns. Okay, so really exactly what we were just talking about. Cycles of behavior and getting back with this person could very much be seen as a mistake. So that's not to say that the relationship was not worth anything in the first place. But I think how this person is feeling is that they are starting to realize if you've been in a very cyclical relationship and that cycle and pattern makes sense, then this is definitely your pile. I think how your person is feeling, pile number 1, is that they're starting to wake up to the patterns themselves and they are realizing that repeating this pattern is making a mistake. So I don't know if they have regrets about not being with you, but the Ten of Swords very much feels like an ending, and that they have called time on this relationship either out loud and to you, and you're very aware of it, and you guys are no longer in contact, and they are possibly avoiding any contact that you were trying to make with them. But it can also be that just in their own self, in their own head, they are starting to cut the cords on this relationship and they are beginning to move on. Get some more cards to get some more information. This person has started to become aware. Okay, interesting, stubborn. Yeah, I was going to say this person has started to become aware of what is repeating for them when it comes to this relationship with you, and they are starting to look for something different. Stubborn. At any time, either twin or soulmate can reach up and accept Spirit's help to bring them together. However, their own stubbornness is getting in the way. Ask your guides to assist you with closing the gap. You may find that you are the one sitting down. So pile number 1, I think this person feels that they are starting to evolve out of the patterns of this relationship, and maybe they feel that you are not doing the same. You haven't seen it yet. Maybe you have been trying to contact them and they have ghosted you and are avoiding you, which would make sense as to why you're here asking what they are feeling. They're obviously not being too open and upfront to you themselves. And lastly, we have, and I will not pronounce this correctly, sorry guys, Suhaswara. The crown chakra is your connection to source and higher self. It gives you spiritual connections, guidance, and stronger intuition. Do you feel alone? Do you lack faith in spirituality? Spirit is calling you to sit in meditation and listen to your inner guidance. You have the answers already. Yeah, so I feel that this person is starting to take refuge in their own company and they're in themselves. They're no longer looking at this relationship to see if it's actually working, if it's going somewhere. They are starting to very much pull away and focus on their own needs, their higher self potentially. If you're thinking they're just really not that deep, very much just starting to focus on themselves and what they want and what they're looking for. And right now, what they're looking for, I'm sorry to say it, I'll have to maybe make this a blunt as fuck reading, but what they're looking for at the moment isn't you, beautiful pile number 1. But also keeping in mind that the Ten of Swords, whilst being an ending, is also a new beginning. So if this relationship hasn't been working, this is not the worst thing that could be happening. I know that when you want to know how someone is feeling, the last thing you want to know is that they are feeling over you. But this relationship feels like it was very difficult, very fraught, very toxic from the beginning. And you are better off not being in this situation. So this person is very much doing you a big favor. And I think that they feel that way too. Here we go. So we've got some more tarot, the Knight of Wands. And that does typically mean moving away very quickly or moving towards something very quickly. And in this case, with the fact that the horse is facing away from these cards, I do feel that this person is rapidly moving away from the bonds that held this relationship together in the first place. And again, now we've got another knight. And knights are all about movement, and same thing, the horse and the knight are walking away in this direction. So I think that this person knows, even for you, that you're better off without them, pile number one. They don't want to be the thing that holds you down and holds you back. So in that regard, I do think that they are very much thinking about you. On the base of the deck here, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles as well, although I'm just resonating with the five here. The feeling shut out, feeling locked out of this situation. There's actually a key for the door right there. So this reminds me a little of the Four of Cups, where there is a solution, but this person isn't necessarily looking for it. But I think that this person that you are asking about does not want to leave you feeling shut out and in the cold, but they know that walking away from this relationship is the best thing that they can do at this point in time. So as I said, if this relationship has been really fraught with a lot of what feels like very passionate, but very aggressive energy potentially, or just, you know, with like a lot of fighting, maybe name calling, things have been very, very difficult. This person is thinking of you in as much as they don't want you to feel shut into a relationship that they no longer think is healthy for either one of you. This person is feeling like this relationship is not going anywhere and it's time for them to move on, and possibly they are thinking that you are very stubbornly holding on to it, whereas they have now let go. There would be no point in chasing this person, pile number one, because the way they are feeling is that they have moved on and that they are no longer going to give this relationship the time that maybe you feel that it deserves, because they realize that it's just going in cycles, it's just going in circles, and neither one of you is receiving any positive benefit from it anymore. So we'll ask the romance angels as well, just to get a message for you as to what do you need to hear, my gorgeous pile number ones, now that you know how this person feels. And we have, very interestingly, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek, and also calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help to bring you together. So pile number one, you may feel very strongly that this is your soulmate. I definitely don't. That's not what I'm getting, especially from these cards here. But I do think that this ending is allowing for a new beginning for you, where you could be calling in your actual soulmate. And it might even be someone that you already spend time with that you haven't actually ever considered as being a love prospect. I think for maybe a very limited amount of you, it could actually be that this person is your soulmate. It did mention that here, that either a twin or a soulmate can reach up and accept help from the divine. And that this person could be the one, but right now how they're feeling is that they need a break. They need to take some time to themselves. They need to go off and be joyous in their own little world and go on adventures and go and see what the world is holding for them potentially. And they want you to focus on yourself, focus on what you need, not to be chasing after them, to let them go. And maybe that is the thing that will actually bring them back, and you guys will recommence the relationship, but take it in a different direction. Stop following those patterns, break those patterns and cycles, and start doing something new. Or it could just be that they're really hoping for you that you meet somebody else that will take your mind off of them and allow for them to be free and happy. So pile number one, that's a little bit difficult to hear, I have no doubt. If that is you, I feel very sorry, and I'm sending you all of my love. But there are exciting new things on the horizon for you in love as well. So try not to remain attached to this person. Try to cut those spiritual cords and move on, and just wait to see what the future holds for you, because it looks like it's going to be a much better, much brighter beginning. So pile number one, if that resonated, please hit the like button. Comment if you want to share with me how it did resonate. Please share the video if you think it would resonate with someone else. And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider joining my little itty bitty vibe tribe. Thank you to those of you who have. And I might see you in another pile, or I might see you in another reading. Hello there, my gorgeous pile number two. If you chose this card, the Queen of Cups, and or the Rose Quartz, then you are my pile number two. Welcome to your reading. So right off the bat here, this card brings about an energy of nurturing, kindness, love, emotional balance, feeling very strongly about things, but being able to contain it and balance it. We've got this bowl balanced on the water here, and she's half submerged, half out. So she's very in touch with her higher self. Her crown is a beautiful water feature. I don't know how to describe this, but her crown is made of water and sits above her head. And she is releasing herself to this energy and sending energy out as she does. So this is someone who is very emotionally balanced and very stable and very nurturing and very kind. So this could be the pile that is currently in a relationship and together, or it could even be that this is someone that you care about, but they're not aware of it yet. You guys aren't together. It's just someone that you are very interested in. So we're going to ask the Higher Love Wisdom Oracle cards for some more information to find out if this is a soulmate relationship or a twin flame relationship. If you're not sure of what the difference is, I did give a little explanation at the beginning of pile 1, so you can go back and have a listen to that. It's right at the very start. But we are looking to see, how does this person feel about my beautiful pile number 2? Anahata. This chakra is the center point of all energy flow of both body and spirit. It powers the hand chakras and helps balance the body's energy. Are you prone to hate, fear, and revenge? Do you shut down when love and commitment is mentioned? Spirit is asking you to strengthen this chakra through self-love. Okay, interesting. So this person might be very, very loving and nurturing and give a lot of energy to others, but maybe they don't actually feel the same way about themselves. Maybe they're not very kind to themselves. And at the moment, maybe that is what their focus should be on. So maybe you are picking up feelings from them. You're feeling like maybe there's a vibe towards you and that they treat you really well, but they, at this point in time, aren't feeling that good about themselves, I'm getting. So they need to be focusing on themselves in order to heal. Very interesting. Inner child. Some souls chose tough childhoods to achieve the greatest lessons. The strong always overcome and rise like a phoenix. Whatever the reason for this life you chose, whatever the reason for this life, you chose it, and it is time to forgive the past and grow out of the pain. So yeah, this person is definitely going through something. Pile number 2. I think that they don't show it. Like it says, some people overcome these things and rise like a phoenix. So I think publicly this is not something that they show, but privately, I don't think that they are actually thinking too much about a relationship at all. I think they're focused on what they are going through, what they have been through, and possibly they're trying to work on themselves and trying to grow as a person. Maybe they really do want to be with someone, but they realize that they've got issues that they need to fix first before they can actually reach out and be with you. If you guys are in a relationship but you're not in contact, all of this same information still applies. This person, in that case, is taking a step back from the relationship in order to heal themselves and move on to better things. And that might be better things with you, or it could be better things with someone else. And that also applies if you are single and asking about this person. But this person is using this time to focus on themselves and to grow. Ajna. The third eye helps you see what is unseen. All your senses grow in different ways with the third eye. Do you drink city water or eat a lot of meat and processed food? Spirit is asking you to detox your third eye for greater sight. Yeah, so I feel like this person is really focused on themselves, even to the point that they're considering their diet, maybe their exercise, what they actually do to take care of themselves and how they could do that better. I feel like this person is very self-aware and that they do know that they have experienced something that is dragging them down, and being the loving, nurturing person that they are not by any means selfish or inconsiderate. I feel like being this kind of person, they don't want to drag you into something at this point in time that they would not be able to maintain, that they feel they would not be in a position to be able to treat you as well as what you deserve. So whilst they are likely very kind, very sweet, very caring, when it comes to how they feel about you at this point in time, it's not that they feel some way or another. I feel that maybe they do feel strongly about you, but what they are really focused on at this point in time is what they need to do for themselves to bring themselves out of any dark situation that they are currently experiencing. So they're not feeling really some type of way, one way or the other about you at this point. They're feeling like they need to get their shit together and sort themselves out before they can go into a meaningful relationship and give anybody what they need. We'll get some more tarot. Yeah, the Queen of Swords. She's set off on her little mattress ship. Flags flying, ready to go and find out what is coming in for her. And I've just noticed that there's a little bowl here that seems to be tucked in there. So it's like she's keeping, see, it's like almost like it's stuck behind these little bars. It's like she's keeping her feelings very close to her heart at this point in time. And she is focused on this solo journey that she needs to take in order to discover what she requires to be the best version of herself that she can possibly be. So pile number 2, I feel that this person is focused on healing. They are prioritizing themselves, even though it may not come across like that in the real world, but their feelings are very much focused on what they need to be doing to improve, to find more emotional balance, to steady their ship and their cup, and to be able to bring love in. Very interesting. Number 13, Death and Rebirth. And I haven't pulled this card many times in this deck, so I've never noticed that death also equals here rebirth, which is very much the case when something dies, and this is not obviously literal. When something dies, it's the falling away of something that is no longer in anybody's best interest. And then rebirth, I feel that this person is having a death of sorts in terms of who they are, how they feel. They really want to be reborn again as someone who is much more emotionally balanced and able to give, able to provide for the person that they care about, and that they want what is best for everybody around them, including you. But they realize that they would not be the best versions of themselves for you at this point in time. So they have taken a step back, likely. Again, if you were with this person and they feel like they have just disappeared out of your life, this is very intentional, and they're doing it because they do care about you. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to drag you down to whatever level they feel that they are at this point in time. They want to come back and give either you or somebody else the most emotionally balanced version of themselves that they possibly can. So pile number 2, I feel that this person is really focused in on themselves in a very mature, very holistic sort of way. There's nothing selfish about this. They definitely care, but they want to be the best that they can be. They need to focus on their own journey at this point in time and concentrate on what they need to do so that they can rise up and they can heal this inner child, which could be very, very broken, and come back reborn, essentially, with new insight, with new possibilities, with a whole new future that cannot even be seen in its full yet, because they are still working out what that future is going to look like. So now we're going to just ask the romance angel cards for a couple of cards for you. Now that you've received this message, what would your romance angels like you to focus on and like you to do in this situation, pile number 2? So there's not really going to be a lot of reaching this person at this point in time, because they do need to go on this journey of self-discovery and healing. That's just something that they need themselves. And again, it could be that this is a twin flame relationship and it has been very fraught with troubles, but you still love this person very much and you're wondering if they feel the same. This person does have a lot of love for you, but as I said, their focus at the moment isn't on you. How they're feeling is focused very much on how they are feeling, and not so much about how they're feeling about you. So what have we got? Wedding. This situation involves a marriage. So maybe this is a very long-term relationship that has somehow come to an end. Maybe this person has started to change in the way that they treat you, and that's been very, very apparent because prior to this, you guys were very close. Or maybe it could even just be that you are someone who is very focused on a long-term relationship. Maybe your parents were married for a really long time and that's something that you would really like to have come out of the situation. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Okay, really interesting. I think pile number 2, to me what this is saying is that even if you are to express your love and make the romantic gesture, it's not going to lead to permanency in this relationship. It isn't going to lead to a wedding. At least not right now. It could also be saying as well for you to love this person through their journey, but not to ask anything from them. Finances and career, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So it could also be that this person is not feeling very stable and steady and able to support the relationship. Or this could also be a message for you to focus on your finances and career and not worry about this person. Just do what they are doing, mirror that energy and focus on yourself and bringing in good things for you. I feel like it is very much saying to love this person through their journey, but to do that by giving them the space that they need to be able to heal themselves, focus on themselves and grow into the best version of themselves that they can possibly be. So pile number 2, I feel that what this person is feeling right now is that they need space, they need time, they need acceptance, and they need understanding. And if that is too much for you to give, and that's certainly understandable, it depends on how much this person has needed from you in the past or how much they have taken from you during your journey. If it's just someone that you have just met and you're just very curious about them, I'm seeing that this could potentially turn into something down the line, but at the moment their focus is on other areas of their life and they feel very much that yours should be too. Even if that's that you're focusing on somebody else, I think that this person at this point in time is so focused on trying to heal whatever demons they're experiencing that they're not going to feel abandoned or trapped, or sorry, not trapped, abandoned, or what's the word I'm looking for? They're not going to feel that you're being disloyal to them if you actually decide that you want to move on, be with someone else, focus your interests onto a new relationship. So pile number 2, that's how they're feeling. I almost hope it didn't resonate because it's difficult if it did. But if it did, please shoot me a like. Comment if you want to let me know how the reading sat with you. Share if you think someone else would resonate with it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much if you have. I might see you in another pile, or I might see you in another reading. Hello there, my pile number 3. If you chose the 2 of Wands and or the blue howlite for your reading, then you are my pile number 3. Welcome very much to your reading. So starting off with the 2 of Wands, this person is someone who is thinking about the future. We will need to pull some extra cards to see what that future involves in their mind, but how they are feeling right now is very focused on their choices. They've got 2 choices here that they can make. They've got the world globe here and their combi. So one choice might be the option to settle down and see how things go, and the other choice might be to go solo and go and see what other adventures are out there waiting for them in the world. But either way, they are very much future focused and thinking about what it is that they're going to do at this point in time. So as I mentioned in pile number 2, I do give a little bit of a description of what the difference is between soulmates and twin flames at the beginning of the first reading. So if you're not familiar with those terms and you'd like to learn a little more, you can click back onto pile number 1. It's at the very start, and that will give you a little bit more background. So assuming that you have done that or that you already know, we shall get some cards from the Higher Love Wisdom Spirit Oracle cards, which speak about twin flames and soulmates, to get some more information about how this person is feeling about you, my beautiful pile number 3. So how is this person feeling about my pile number 3? And as I said in the intro, you could be with this person, you could be out of contact with them, it could be someone new that you are just starting to become interested in. Illumination, interesting. Your intuition is correct and is guiding you in the right direction. Trust your gut on this matter. Okay, so whatever this person is trying to decide, they are doing it very intuitively. They are listening to their heart. They're listening to their instincts and their intuition. They're not making this decision solely from a logical point of view. Here we are, Manipura, Strengthen your inner fire and ignite the driving force into your future, says the future mentioned again. You are a fierce person with endless potential. Do you suffer from fear? Do you have indigestion? Spirit is asking you to face your fears and try new things. Learn a new hobby and try exercising more. Okay, so I think, again, this has been really interesting because we've got cards of so much connection in this deck and they haven't come out in any of the piles so far. It very much feels like this person is like the other two piles, very focused on themselves at this point in time and what they need to be doing for themselves to take them in a new direction. So I'm feeling like here we spoke about one choice being to settle down, the other choice being to go and experience new adventures. I feel like this person is being asked by Spirit to learn a new hobby, go do something exciting, and to trust their gut on the matter. So maybe what they're feeling is that you will still be here when they get back and that they don't need to be around in this very moment. But what I'm getting is that they are thinking about what they can bring into their lives, what new things they can bring into their lives. And maybe you are the adventure. Maybe that's the thing that they're, here we go, we've got two and I'm going to take both of them. But also maybe not. With this card here, union of self. Self-love is vital on the journey. Balancing your inner masculine and feminine energies is painful and beautiful at the same time. Surrendering to Spirit can ease the pain. And also the storm. Only when you learn to dance in the rain do you gain freedom from the storm. Spirit is asking you to pick your song. So yeah, I feel like pile number 3, you might find pile 1 or 2 resonated with you if they do, or if they did go back and have a little look. But I am getting that this person is very much focused on their journey at this point in time, and they aren't feeling anything one way or the other about this relationship because it isn't their focus. They are very guided at the moment by Spirit to make the decisions that they're making and to focus on themselves, and maybe very much like pile number 1 and even pile number 2, it's to bring about the best version of themselves at this point in time. But I do think that they are focused on where they're headed, and I don't think that they are feeling much one way or the other about a relationship. And like I said, this is just the cards that I'm getting because this deck has a lot to do with love and connection, soulmates, twin flames, being together, being apart, but all of these cards are very solitary. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like one of the choices this person wants to make in the long-term future is to have this family, to settle down, to build abundance, to have people to share their journey with. So I don't think that this is a forever situation, pile number 3. I think if this is someone that you care about a lot or someone that you're interested in, you can assume that at some point they will be looking to settle down and to build a relationship and to create something lasting. But this is not their time at the moment. This is not how they are feeling right now. How they're feeling right now is that they need to be focused on themselves to be able to dance in the storm instead of trying to get out of it. So maybe there's someone who has really been through a lot and now they are trying to integrate what they've been through into their life to make them a better person, a better partner, a better parent even eventually. But their focus is, and again, like pile 1 and 2, it's not selfish at all. They are trying to focus on themselves in order to be better. Okay, those two shot out. We're doing the standard Cassy shuffle onto the floor moves today with this reading. Okay, so Temperance came out reversed and I shuffled all of my cards upright, so I will get the book's meaning on that one. Temperance usually speaks to balance, so I'm feeling like reversed, potentially things are out of balance here. And the Fool, which is very interesting because this is stepping into a new adventure, which would be what you're doing right before you pull the 2 of Wands. So I feel like this person is on a path of self-discovery. They are feeling out of balance and they are trying to restore that order in their life so that they can be the best possible person that they can be in a relationship. Temperance reverse, clashing interests, oil and water, extremes, disharmony, a need to practice moderation in some aspect of your life, severity, polarity, and impatience. Yeah, I think pile number 3, this person can see their negative attributes and they don't want to bring that into a relationship. And so their focus right now is on what they need to be doing next in order to build a better version of themselves so that they can actually be this really lovely, balanced family man and partner. So I do think that their focus is on themselves and trying to do what they can do in their best interests for the better interests of everybody else that loves them and cares about them. So maybe this is someone that you have been with for some time, but it feels like the relationship hasn't really been progressing. Or as I said, maybe it's someone that you've got your eye on and you're wondering if they're thinking about you too. And I can't say the sad fact is that they're not, because it's not sad that they're not. They know that they have these traits here that came up with temperance, instability, impatience, difficulty finding balance. Maybe they are someone who actually drinks or uses drugs or does something to excess that they know wouldn't be healthy for them to bring with them into a relationship. And I do think that they are they're feeling very strongly about what it is that they need to do to focus on changing themselves so that they can start dancing in the storm. So I get the sense that this is someone who has really struggled for quite some time. And maybe if you were in a relationship, it was a very difficult relationship and you're aware of that yourself. Maybe they have cut contact with you and you're just really wondering, do they still care? They definitely care enough to want to change. But whether you guys will end up together after the storm remains to be seen. I do get the sense with this reading a little more than I did with number 1 and number 2 that this person does want a future with you. Pile number 3, I don't think that this is a future with just anyone. I feel that this person actually does want to build something real and lasting with you, and that is one of the choices that they are trying to make. But at this point in time, they don't feel like that's possible. They feel like they're bringing too much heaviness into this relationship and that it's going to be too difficult for you guys to actually come together at this point in time. Because I even see here with this card, it's like he's standing down here thinking about these two being together. And while it's union of self and balancing these two polarities, the masculine and feminine, I feel that he's almost dreaming of how wonderful this love could be once he's able to balance himself. And we've got balance across a couple of cards here. So I do think that in this reading, it's not that all is lost very much. I think this person wants to dive into something with you. But right now, how they're feeling is that they need to sort their own shit out first, basically. So now we will ask the romance angels to get a message of what you should be doing now. My beautiful pile number 3. What direction should you go in now that you have this information? Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Yeah, so I feel like you would already know that this person is pulling away or has pulled away. And the red flags could also be, like we set up here with this card, a lack of moderation. So maybe you have seen that this person's drinking too much or doing something to excess that worries you. And you're being asked to pay attention to it. Interesting. And deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So yeah, guys, I feel that this person is very much needing to look out for themselves at this point in time. They're needing to focus on, maybe that's the thing, maybe the red flags haven't been super apparent because this person has been deceiving you in some way and you're not seeing the darker side of them, the side that needs to be balanced and brought out into the light, to be focused on in order to bring about better outcomes. But right now, this person is feeling like they do need to focus on themselves to start to better themselves. Maybe they've realized it's time to ease up on whatever obsessive behaviors or anything that's out of moderation, that they need to bring themselves back to a better place. Again, even with this one asking, I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, learn a new hobby or try exercising more. I feel like this person needs to make some changes in their life and they are very aware of that, and that is how they're feeling. That's what they're focusing on. And while there is an opportunity for a much more solid relationship to come out of this, and maybe that is what they're dreaming of, what you're being asked to do is actually pay attention to the red flags and to be aware that there may be deception. Maybe this whole thing isn't as straightforward as what it initially seemed, and it's time for you to watch out for yourself, for your own best interest, pile number 3. So I hope that that resonated. If it did, please leave me a like. Please share if you think it'd resonate with someone else. Comment if you'd like to let me know how you felt about the reading. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much if you have, and I might see you in another pile, or I might see you in another reading. Hello there, my gorgeous pile number 4. If you chose number 20, Judgment, and or the Opalite, then you are my pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. The first 3 piles have had very clear similarities, so I'm really interested to see what is going to come out for this pile. Starting with Judgment here, this talks about self-actualization, coming into yourself in order to be able to rise up and become a better version of yourself. It also talks about transparency as well, obviously Judgment, making a decision. But we're going to get some more information from the Higher Love Wisdom Spirit Oracle cards deck to find out how this person feels about you. And as mentioned in all of the other readings, if you want to find out more about soulmates and twin flames, this deck has both soulmates and twin flames in it. I give a description in group number 1, pile number 1, so it's at the very, very beginning. If you don't already know what the difference is between a soulmate, a twin flame, or you've never heard of them before, or that expression, you can go back to pile number 1 and check it out. It'll give you a little bit more background. If you already know, then you already know. But this deck does contain cards for both. But I'm very interested to see how this person feels about you, because in the other piles, the person was focused on what is happening for them. And I think that this could be happening again with pile number 4, but we will see. So Awakening, which very much reflects this card over here with the self-actualization. A spiral can represent infinity, harmony, progress, beginnings, and a universal life. The ego, armored with denial, can make you feel insecure and insane. To see the world as it is can be really scary. Now is the time to relax and go within. Okay, pile number 4, I'm feeling already like this is kicking off to be very much like the last 4. Sometimes I do 4 piles and everything is completely different, and sometimes I do them and it is the same message over and over again. But this person at the moment feels like they are focused within and what is happening for them. That what they're feeling is that they are experiencing something, and it is causing them to not focus on the relationship so much at this point in time. But we do have union. When each divine soul goes into union with self, okay, again, they are ready for union with their counterpart. Spirit is urging you to prepare yourself. If you are not in union yet, this is a sign that you will be soon. Okay, very interesting. So this one does feel a little different. It feels like your person is focusing on themselves, but they're focusing on themselves to bring about a better relationship and a union. So they are thinking about you, pile number 4, but they are possibly acting in ways that feel a bit inexplicable. Maybe they haven't been themselves, or they've been very quiet, very withdrawn. They are focused on themselves for the betterment of themselves so that they can come into union. I just want one more, please, Spirit, to see how this person is feeling about my beautiful pile number 4. False twin, very interesting. There would be no light without darkness. The lessons of a karmic or false twin can teach us self-love, strengthen our intuition, and help us detach for a more beautiful perspective of the world. Spirit is asking you to step back and see the lessons. Yeah, so I feel that this person has taken a step back. Pile number 4. If you're in a relationship, you might not be in contact. If this is someone that you just met and you were feeling like things are going really well and suddenly they have ghosted you, it is not because they don't have feelings for you. It's because they are trying to focus on themselves. Maybe they've just come through a really rough relationship and they're needing to work through that before they're able to take on something new with another person. But their focus is very much internal, which is very similar to the other readings that the other piles that I've done. Well, they are readings, but the other piles that I've done in this reading. Okay, we've got the Empress, but she's come out reversed. So I will get the meaning from the book on this. Usually that speaks about abundance and fertility new things coming in, but reversed, it's going to mean the opposite. How is this person feeling? How is this person feeling towards my pile number 4? There we go. That's too many, that's not. So the Two of Swords. Upright, this person is making their decisions at the moment through their intuition. They realize that they have a decision that they need to make, but they are doing it with their heart, less so logically. And the Eight of Wands, which is energy moving very, very quickly. So I feel that this person at the moment is feeling like they have a lot that they need to focus on within themselves before they would be ready to get into a relationship. They are needing to have their union of self before they can actually bring this union about, whether this is with you or it's with someone else. The Empress in reverse, infertility, emotional overwhelm, shutting down, the need for self-care, disharmony, negligence, being materialistic, being overprotective of your creations, and being overly dependent on others. Yeah, I feel pile number 4, that this person doesn't want those negative traits associated with them being overly dependent on others, being jealous of others. I feel that this person is pulling within to focus on themselves, and that they are aware of the changes that this is bringing about for them, that it's bringing about very rapid change, and that their energy maybe felt very full on at the start, but now it feels like they have closed themselves off to you. I feel that that is because what they are feeling is, just like all of the other piles, this is coming out so strong across this whole entire reading. This person needs to focus on themselves. They need to think about what they need to do for themselves, because they realize that they are not going to be the healthiest person coming into a relationship and sharing their life with somebody else at this point in time. And it could even be that they feel like their feelings are actually pulling the strings on their actions at this point. As you can see with these birds, all these laces tied to her wrists. I feel like even with these lines down her wrist, like this person has really struggled in relationships previously, and they don't want for that pattern to repeat itself again in a relationship with you. So they're feeling at the moment that their focus needs to be on them, self-development, self-improvement, self-actualization, sorry guys, in order to be the best partner that they could be for anyone. And that may or may not be you, pile number 4. So I'm just going to wrap this reading up with some cards from the Romance Angels deck to find out what message is for you now that you have this information. What do your Romance Angels want you to do in this situation now that you have this information? Yeah, it's not that this person doesn't care. It's that this person cares a lot, and they want to be the best version of themselves for whoever it is that they end up with. And they are very aware that at this point, they are not that person. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Interesting. So this could very much even be related to this person, that they are clearing an ex, and that their focus right now is not on you, but that is not a bad thing, that they're focusing on what they need to get rid of from their past so that they can actually move into a brighter future. Or it could simply be that this person has ghosted you. You're still here wondering how they're feeling, and you are very much being told just to release it to the universe. Don't worry about this person. They are worried about themselves, not in a selfish manner, but in a way that they are very focused on themselves. And so there's not going to be any moving forward here romantically at this point in time. And what else does my pile number 4 need to know now that they have this information? No. Spirit, what else does my pile number 4 need to know now that they have this information? Wedding, interesting. I think that came up in pile 3. This situation involves marriage. So yeah, maybe this person has come out of a very, very heavy relationship. And if it wasn't actually a marriage, it was still something that was long-term, and they feel crazy without what has been happening. But it's actually that they are starting to come to a point where they're realizing they're able to put this crazy down to the relationship that they experienced. And now they're pulling within so that they can focus on themselves to heal from this. I wanted one more. Heart-to-heart conversations. honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Very interesting. So pile number 4, this is the only pile that I get a sense that you may still be in contact with this person. And if you are being asked to actually ask them directly how it is that they're feeling, what it is that they want, what it is that they want from you especially, but also be focused on what you need to do for yourself in order to release this energy so that your person can best heal from whatever it is that they need to heal from, and so that you can be released from this situation so that you can either focus on yourself or you can go on to focus on the new things that are going to come into your life. But yeah, if any of the other piles resonated, literally any of them, you could jump in and I feel that there would be a message for you there. This person is focused on self-development, taking care of themselves, working out the lessons that have come to them through their relationships previously, and trying to be a better person so that they are not the Empress reversed when they come into either your life or somebody else's. So pile number 4, how this person is feeling is that they have got to work their shit out and get their shit together, and that is what they are focused on. So if that resonated, please hit the like button. Comment if you would like to share how the reading landed with you. Share if you think that it would resonate with someone else. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I will see you in another pile, or I will see you in another reading.